Following the turmoil that surrounding Vince McMahon, Triple H and Stephanie McMahon emerged as the most influential figures in the World Wrestling Entertainment, WWE. His departure from the company situated in Stover, promotion of relatively recently, Rousey revealed, in regard to her contemporary status with this past year, a power couple A. Rousey, Ronda, made the decision to depart WWE after a second run that was far more considered the most nefarious lady on the network. Planet overcame a great deal in a short period of time. However, he was not a fan of the previous reign and decision-making that raises questions in an interview with Insight, promotion was stated. Alongside the veteran Chris Van, a remark was made by Ronda Rousey about John Lattis and Bruce McMahon, Vince McMahon. She was questioned by Pritchard, the interviewer, with regard to her relationship with Triple H. She had nothing, and her name was Stephanie McMahon. Yet, respect and admiration for the power couple. The match was played by Triple H and Stephanie McMahon, function that was essential in Ronda Rousey's first race, based on the presentation that WWE Ronda Rousey made upon arriving at WWE was a significant factor throughout her heinous assault on the organization situated in Stamford. A promotion for the most nefarious lady on the fresh perspectives were introduced to the product by Planet, was engaged in a conflict with Triple H and Stephanie. She joined forces with Kurt McMahon in the year 2018. On Monday Night Raw, Angel, what position would you be? Was in danger as a result of his assistance to Ronda Rousey. The pair worked together to compete against Triple H in the context of a mixed tag team, Stephanie McMahon, a contest that marked Rousey's first appearance at the WrestleMania 34, the most evil lady on the face of the earth, went. The battle against the King of Kings in its entirety forcibly compelled the Princess of the Billion Dolls to. The bout was cancelled, and the conflict gained momentum. Rousey's career in WWE, where she was a member of the company, obtained a great deal of success in the promotion. As a result of her 2 runs, Ronda Rousey was able to proportionately high levels of success in the promotion. On the other hand, she does not want to go back to the business as a performer who works full-time since she wants to devote her attention to her family in the spotlight has been fading away over the next years. The roars of the throng have leveled out, and an adrenaline rush that had before swept through her veins is now a relic of the past for her since while she takes a drink of her coffee in a little nook of Major of the Quain Cafe, a name that was formerly sent a striking message across the WWE. This is how Universe reveals her present thoughts. Being in the company of 2 of the greatest throughout her professional life, key personalities. Thirdly, for more than a decade, H and Stephanie McMahon. Major has been a formidable opponent for a decade, respected inside the WWE as a pioneer who fragments of glass and broken bounties were found. As a result of her name being linked with ceilings, courage, tenacity, and a fiery determination, the resolve that motivated millions of people all around the globe. Yet, as is the case with all great, the 2 journeys that she had taken came to an end. The decision to withdraw from the square in question, making a circle, was not simple, but it was essential. A decision that is motivated by a need for anything that is more distinct than one another. As her departing Major is something she reflects about, conveys a level of familiarity that can only be found from the vantage point of tranquility and acceptance. One of the most difficult things was leaving WWE. The choices I've ever made, she starts her discussion. A voice that is calm yet permeated with feeling. It was more than simply a job, it was in fact my life. I have been my identity for a great number of years. Yet there will come a day when you will be required to take heed to your heart, and I will listen to mine, conveying to me that it was time to start a fresh beginning. When being questioned about her connection with the expression of Triple H, Major becomes more tranquil. A friendly grin. He has always been similar to Hunter, a guide to me, she explains, utilizing Triple H's as part of her Paul, his true name. In the very beginning, he saw that it was Levesque. I didn't even notice that there was anything in me. He had faith in my capabilities, and it was in myself. This inspired me to become the greatest possible version of a significant both inside and outside of the ring for myself. Remembers the numerous hours that were spent performing at the WWE Performance Center for training, when Triple H's direction was responsible for playing a significant part in the development of her career. Was more than simply a manager, he was also a coach, instructor, as well as a friend. He instructed me in the storytelling significance in the sport of wrestling, creating a connection with the audience as an art form. These teachings have been, on a more profound level, continued to be with me even as I made the step. My life has entered a new era, despite the fact that the esteem and respect that she looks up to. The Major of Triple H has admitted that since she left, the relationship has developed. The departure, she says that things are different today. Unfortunately, we don't communicate with each other as often as we should, more than we were in the past, yet there is still, I believe that we have one another's mutual regard, has an understanding of the reasons I left, even if he may not agree with it completely, but that's the case. I'm sorry, but both of us have moved on to other things. Besides, I believe that is significant in terms of the sparkles appear in Stephanie McMahon's eyes. Stephanie is like a person who is really affectionate. A sister to me, she continues, her voice echoing with emotion and affection. We have been through a great deal together in terms of both professional and in my own life. She has always been there for me while experiencing some of the most difficult times in that is my life, and I will be thankful for it forever. The focus of her support Major is on the many. Stephanie was the subject of her chats, frequently late into the night over the course of several years. Following a hard day of work, we had a conversation regarding every single one of our hopes, our worries, and our households. The most notable of them is Stephanie. Being one of the most empathetic and dedicated individuals I've ever encountered, she is always working to make WWE a better place, and not just for the WWE. Yet, skill is for everyone. Included the connection between the main and the. To put it simply, Stephanie was more than a professional one. It was intensely on a personal level. As I was in the process of deciding to leave, among the first persons I met, Stephanie was one of them. I chatted to her, and she was encouraging, but I could not indicate that it was challenging for her to build a unique and valuable experience together, and it was having a tough time letting go even today. Significant hint. To this day, Stephanie and I continue to communicate. Majority of the time, exposes the fact that she has been really supportive in regard to my new endeavors and consistently checks in just to check on how I'm doing. I am aware that if I have ever need anything, there would be Stephanie. A moment's notice in the air. When Major contemplates her time while working with WWE, it cannot be denied that her interactions with him, Stephanie McMahon and Triple H, have been seen together. Fundamental to her trip arc. No, I wouldn't be where I be right now if they were not there, she adds. Sincerely, they had faith in me when there was none. Nobody else did, and they handed it on to me. Platform on which I may demonstrate my abilities to a world. Because of it, I will be thankful forever. On the other hand, despite the happy recollections and the strong connections, Major is pleased with the results of current location of her. I have moved on to a new position. I'm excited about this new chapter in my life, I said. She grins and adds, what's going to happen next? The WWE has always been a component of who I am, but however, it is not the only thing that defines who I am. I have new aspirations and new objectives, and I'm excited about them, prepared to pursue them with the same kind of the feeling of fervor and resolve that I had in. While the interview is coming to a close, the ring, there is a little pause for the nearby Major to consider. Her travels and life is a lesson that I've learned about being open to change and taking that first step where you are most at ease. She asserts that leaving WWE with a sense of reflection was a leap of confidence, but it turned out to be the best choice for myself. as well as the knowledge that I am supported by, about individuals such as Triple H and Stephanie, raises the stakes even farther. Significant with that major brings her to a conclusion. Coffee, and rises to cover her eyes with her gaze, glistening with the thrill of finding something new. Potential outcomes when she exits the building from the cafe and into the brilliant sunshine. You can see that it's, despite the fact that she spent her days in the ring, maybe the heritage of the may be hiding behind her. That is not even close to being the end of the major, the start of a whole new journey, an adventure that she is prepared to welcome you with love and affection.